The sun peeked over the horizon, casting a warm glow on the bustling town of Maplewood. The sound of clattering hooves and cheerful chatter filled the air as townsfolk hurried about their morning routines. At the center of it all stood the railway station, a hub of excitement and activity. Trains came and went, their whistles echoing through the streets, bringing in visitors and goods essential for daily life. The railway service was vital, connecting Maplewood to neighboring towns and allowing children to attend school, shopkeepers to stock their stores, and families to visit loved ones. The townspeople relied on this lifeline, eagerly waiting at the platform for each arrival. Amidst this lively scene worked the railway guard, a steady figure with a keen sense of responsibility. Dressed in his blue uniform and cap, he watched over the tracks with unwavering vigilance. He was not just a protector of trains but also a beloved member of the community, known for his friendly waves and reassuring presence. Little did anyone know that today would challenge his bravery like never before. In the heart of Maplewood, the schoolmarm, Miss Clara, was known for her passion for teaching and her caring nature. Every morning, she walked along the tracks from her quaint cottage to the schoolhouse, her satchel filled with books and colorful lesson plans. Children eagerly awaited her arrival at school, their faces lighting up at the sight of her. Miss Clara was not just an educator. She was a mentor and a friend to all the students. She encouraged them to dream big and to embrace learning with joy. As she strolled near the railway tracks, she often waved to the railway guard, sharing friendly smiles that made their mornings brighter. On sunny days, she would stop to admire the trains as they passed, reminding everyone about the world beyond Maplewood. Her dedication to her students was evident in every lesson she taught. She believed that knowledge was a powerful tool that could help shape their futures. Today, however, her routine walk would take an unexpected turn that would intertwine her fate with that of the railway guard in a way no one could foresee. As Miss Clara walked along the tracks, lost in thought about the day ahead, her foot suddenly slipped on a loose stone. In an instant, she tumbled onto the railway ties, her satchel flying open and spilling books everywhere. Panic surged through her as she realized she had fallen directly onto the tracks, only feet away from where a train would soon arrive. The sound of the train whistle echoed ominously in the distance, growing louder with each passing second. Adrenaline coursed through her veins as Miss Clara scrambled to get back on her feet, but the fear of being stuck gripped her heart. She looked up and saw the distant cloud of steam rising above the horizon. The train was approaching quickly. Just then, the railway guard noticed something amiss. His eyes widened with alarm as he spotted Miss Clara in distress on the tracks. Time was slipping away fast, and he knew he had only moments to act. With determination fueling him, he raced toward her, ready to face the danger ahead and save his friend before it was too late. The railway guard, known as Mr. Thompson, was a stalwart figure in Maplewood, his blue uniform crisp and clean as he patrolled the tracks. With a strong build and a determined expression, he was a man of action, always attentive to the sounds and sights around him. His deep sense of duty made him a trusted protector of both the trains and the townspeople. As he made his usual rounds, Mr. Thompson noticed the faint sound of a train whistle in the distance. Just then, his eyes caught sight of something alarming. A figure on the tracks. His heart raced as he recognized Miss Clara struggling to get up, panic written all over her face. Time was running out and every second counted. Without a moment's hesitation, Mr. Thompson sprang into action. He sprinted toward the tracks, shouting to alert her of the impending danger. His mind raced with thoughts of how to reach her in time. The weight of responsibility fueled his speed. He knew that his quick thinking could mean the difference between life and death for the beloved schoolmarm. As Mr. Thompson dashed toward the tracks, he could hear the train's whistle growing louder, a chilling reminder of how quickly time was slipping away. Miss Clara, struggling to rise, looked up at him with wide eyes filled with fear and disbelief. "Hold on," he shouted, his voice cutting through the chaos around them. With every ounce of strength, Mr. Thompson lunged forward, reaching her just as she began to panic more intensely. He quickly grasped her arm and pulled her toward him with surprising force. "You're safe now," he urged, trying to calm her as he helped her to her feet. Just then, the massive train barreled around the bend, its wheels clattering ferociously against the tracks. Mr. Thompson instinctively yanked Miss Clara away from danger, dragging her off just in time for the train to roar past them like a wild beast. The powerful gust of wind from the racing locomotive nearly knocked them over, but they stood steady together. Miss Clara breathed heavily, relief flooding her expression as she realized they were both safe. In that moment, Mr. Thompson felt a swell of pride in his heart. He had acted on instinct and saved a life, one valued by the entire community. While the dust settled from the dramatic rescue, just a short distance away, a different kind of tension brewed on the old wooden trestle spanning the river. A group of bandit raiders, cloaked in shadows and with mischief in their eyes, gathered to execute their plan. Their leader, a roguish figure named Silas, leaned forward with a glint of excitement. "We'll stop that train and take what we want," he declared, brandishing a stick of dynamite he had secured from his previous escapades. The bandits nodded in agreement, eager for the thrill and fortune that awaited them. They knew the train carried valuable cargo, gold shipments and rare goods, and today would be their chance to strike. As they hid behind barrels and crates on the trestle, they watched the railway tracks closely. Silas pointed toward the horizon where plumes of steam signaled the train's approach. Little did they know that Mr. Thompson's earlier heroics would soon turn into an even greater challenge. The stakes were higher than ever as both danger and courage loomed over Maplewood on this fateful day. As the train approached, the bandit raiders huddled on the trestle, their hearts racing with anticipation and mischief. Silas, their leader, held the lit dynamite stick in his hand, a gleam of excitement in his eyes. "This train won't know what hit it," he smirked, glancing at his eager crew. The other bandits exchanged nervous glances, but a thrill coursed through them as they imagined the riches they would take. They knew that if they could stop the train just enough to halt it on the trestle, they could seize gold and valuable cargo without much trouble. Silas instructed them to stay hidden behind crates, ready to spring into action. With every rumble of the approaching train, tension filled the air. The sound grew louder, drowning out their whispers as the thick steam cloud enveloped the tracks. Silas stood firm, prepared to ignite the dynamite when the moment was right. "When I give the signal, we'll blow that switch and take what's ours," he shouted over the noise. The bandits nodded resolutely, their breath caught in their throats as they watched the train barreling down upon them, oblivious to the danger awaiting just above. As the train thundered closer, Mr. Thompson felt a rush of urgency wash over him. He had just saved Miss Clara, but now another threat loomed on the trestle. The bandits were preparing to rob the train, and he needed to act quickly. His mind raced with conflicting thoughts. Should he confront the raiders or focus on ensuring the train's safe passage? He knew that if he didn't take a stand, innocent lives could be at risk. The weight of responsibility pressed heavily on his shoulders. Mr. Thompson glanced at the approaching train and then back to the bandits, who were poised for action with their dynamite. The sight ignited a fire within him. He couldn't let them succeed. Deciding to protect the passengers and cargo, he took a deep breath to steady himself. "I can't let fear hold me back," he muttered under his breath. With determination fueling his every step, he made his way toward the trestle, ready to confront Silas and his gang. It was now or never. Bravery would be his greatest weapon in this moment of peril. As Mr. Thompson reached the trestle, the atmosphere crackled with tension. Silas and his bandit crew stood poised, their eyes narrowed as they spotted the guard approaching. "You think you can stop us?" Silas sneered, brandishing the lit dynamite, ready to ignite chaos. The bandits shifted restlessly, adrenaline coursing through their veins as they anticipated a confrontation. "Step away from the tracks," Mr. Thompson shouted, his voice steady despite the pounding of his heart. He could feel the weight of the situation pressing down on him. The lives of innocent passengers depended on his bravery. The train was just moments away, and he had to act quickly. The standoff intensified as Silas laughed mockingly. "You're outnumbered, guard. This is our day." Mr. Thompson took a step forward, unwavering. "Not if I have anything to say about it," he declared, glancing at the approaching train behind him. In that heartbeat of silence, both sides prepared for action. A clash of courage against greed. The moment hung in the air like a coiled spring, ready to snap as the train thundered closer and closer. As the standoff intensified, Silas raised the lit dynamite, its fuse hissing ominously. "This will stop the train in its tracks," he shouted, a wild grin spreading across his face. The bandits exchanged eager looks, their adrenaline spiking as they envisioned their plan coming to fruition. They had positioned themselves strategically on the trestle, ready to detonate the dynamite as soon as the train was close enough. Mr. Thompson felt his heart race as he realized the gravity of the situation. He couldn't allow the bandits to succeed. Innocent lives were in jeopardy. With quick thinking, he scanned the area for anything he could use to thwart their plan. His eyes landed on a pile of wooden beams nearby. If he could create a barrier or distraction, perhaps he could intercept the blast. "Listen to me," he yelled, trying to command the attention of Silas and his gang. "If you care about your lives, put that down. There's a better way." As he spoke, he made a subtle move toward the wooden beams, determined to buy himself precious moments to act before disaster struck. The clock was ticking, and every second counted in this battle of wits and courage. With the bandits poised to attack, Mr. Thompson took a deep breath, his mind racing with a plan. "Hey, Silas!" he called out boldly, drawing attention away from the dynamite. Silas turned, surprised by the guard's defiance. "You won't get away with this," Mr. Thompson shouted, his voice echoing across the trestle. As he spoke, he quickly grabbed a wooden beam and hurled it toward the bandits, creating a loud crash that startled them. The sudden noise distracted Silas and his crew momentarily, causing them to flinch. Seizing the opportunity, Mr. Thompson charged forward. His heart pounded with every step as he closed the distance between himself and the bandits. "Your plan is doomed," he yelled, lunging at Silas just as he prepared to ignite the dynamite. With a swift maneuver, Mr. Thompson knocked the explosive from Silas's hand, sending it tumbling over the edge of the trestle. The bandits gasped in shock. Mr. Thompson stood firm, positioning himself between them and the tracks, determined to protect everyone aboard the train. His bravery shone like a beacon of hope as he faced down the gang, ready to defend his town at any cost. As the stunned bandits scrambled in shock, Mr. Thompson seized the moment to take action. He charged forward, his eyes locked on Silas, who was still reeling from the sudden loss of the dynamite. "It's over, Silas," he shouted, throwing another beam toward him that struck just beside his feet, sending him stumbling back. The remaining bandits hesitated, sensing their leader's loss of control. Mr. Thompson quickly capitalized on their uncertainty. "You can walk away now or you'll face the consequences," he demanded, his voice steady and strong. Several bandits exchanged worried glances as they realized they were outmatched. One by one, they backed away in defeat, raising their hands in surrender. Silas narrowed his eyes, knowing he had lost this round and could risk everything if he pressed on. "Get out of here," he barked at his crew before making a hasty retreat down the other end of the trestle. With the bandits fleeing into the woods, Mr. Thompson turned his attention to the oncoming train. Relieved, he signaled it to stop just in time, ensuring that every passenger would be safe. The townsfolk aboard cheered for their brave guard, grateful for his quick thinking and courage in the face of danger. Once the dust settled, the townspeople of Maplewood gathered at the railway station, their faces filled with relief and gratitude. They had witnessed an extraordinary display of bravery from Mr. Thompson, who had not only saved Miss Clara but also protected everyone aboard the train from disaster. As the train's passengers disembarked, cheers erupted throughout the crowd. "3 cheers for our hero," someone shouted, and the townsfolk joined in, voices ringing out, "Hip, hip, hooray!" Mr. Thompson felt a rush of warmth as he smiled modestly, his heart swelling with pride. Amidst the celebration, Miss Clara stepped forward, her cheeks flushed with admiration. "I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Mr. Thompson," she said, her voice steady yet emotional. "We all owe him our thanks." The crowd roared in agreement, applauding both her courage and his. The mayor of Maplewood approached, offering Mr. Thompson a certificate of bravery as a token of appreciation from the town. As they celebrated together, it was clear that this day would be remembered forever, a testament to heroism and community spirit shining brightly in the face of danger. As the celebrations subsided, Mr. Thompson and Miss Clara found a quiet moment to reflect on the day's events. Sitting together on a bench at the railway station, they exchanged thoughts filled with gratitude and lessons learned. "I didn't truly understand the power of community until today," Miss Clara said, her eyes sparkling with emotion. "Everyone came together to support one another, and it made a real difference." Mr. Thompson nodded in agreement, a smile breaking across his face. "Absolutely. Courage isn't just about bravery in the face of danger. It's also about trusting each other to step up when it matters most. If we hadn't worked together, who knows what could have happened?" Miss Clara looked at him earnestly. "You showed incredible bravery out there, Mr. Thompson. You acted quickly not just for me or those on the train, but for all of Maplewood." His expression softened as he replied, "We all have the potential for courage within us. We just need to be willing to act when the moment arises." Together, they felt a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that their town spirit would always guide them in facing future challenges side by side.